Y'all know what it is. Raiders, bitch. Just win, baby. Let's go. What is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Simone Raider with my co-host
Mr. Fitz. Y'all know what it is. Raiders, bitch.
And welcome back to another episode of the Usos Nation Podcast, episode 25. And we got another special guest with us, man. The big Oos, Brandon Parker, man.
Let's go.
Appreciate the Usos Nation for having me on, man. 6 years for the Raiders.
Yeah, man.
6 years.
Hey, congrats. I was going to start off with that, too, man. 6 years, man. It's not easy to go that many years with one team. And you're one of the longest tenured players with the team, you know?
Me and Colton.
Yes. So how does it feel, man? I know you got cut earlier in the season, right. And I was like, damn, my boy. I was like, damn. But then they brought you back, you know, and obviously we're excited, and you got to at least finish off the season with the Raiders, man. How was that whole experience? You know, at least being cut and then brought back in.
I definitely have a little bit more kind of solace for the guys who go through it, you know. I've been blessed with. Well, obviously I was injured last year, but I still got to stay with the team just through injury reserve. But this year, like, I was cut and like on the street pretty much. Like, I mean, I'm lifting at a garage, you know, a good friend's garage every day. Like, I'm driving every little place to get therapy, you know, chiropractor, all that. It makes you realize how much of a blessing it is to be on the team and be on the roster because they have everything in-house for you. Yeah. And when you're on the street, it's just you. So if you don't get up, nobody's going to call you, nobody's going to check on you. Like, it's literally just you and how bad you want it. So it's definitely a different experience.
And were you planning on going anywhere else, or you just were trying to get back with the Raiders kind of thing?
Obviously Raiders first. You know, they come hard, man. But I had about two other teams that kind of came last minute. They was practice squad offers. But you know, we just thought this is the place to be. Unfortunately, the coaching change that just happened, and I wanted to be a part of the new culture, so I chose to be back.
That goes straight into our other point. I know we've talked to a lot of players and whatnot, and like you said, there's a whole culture change, a whole new coach. Obviously, AP being the interim head coach, man. How has that been, and how has the locker room been? Like, at least, you know, the difference and with the head coach there.
I'll just start. So my first day, I walk back in. You know, I'm just off the street. Everybody's happy to see me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I walk in there, and it's like joy, bro. Like, there's so much joy in there. Like, we put the basketball hoop in the locker room. The music going.
Oh, you guys did have the basketball.
Like 180. You know, with McDaniels, it was always business, and we win first, nothing else. Nothing matters. No family, no fun. Like, it was just strictly
damn.
No fun.
It was like it went from, because Gruden's kind of was like that, but it was like a little less than AP, but McDaniels was strictly business. So we had to go who's like players first, family first. Like, we're gonna do this thing the right way. It was such a relief to walk back into that.
Man, and we could tell that too. Like, obviously, once AP got in house, we seen, you know, Devontae Adams playing basketball. I was like, oh, okay, it looks like they're having a little bit of fun, you know. And then even seeing like the cigar celebrations after the game, everybody's just being themselves and whatnot. It's definitely something you love to see. I know that AP's not, you know, the most well-known head coach. I mean, he has no experience, obviously, outside of these 9 games. But what are your thoughts on AP? I know a lot of players have already voiced their opinions. Do you think the Raiders should still try to go look out? I know Jim Harbaugh's been a big name. Right. Or would you rather just keep AP in-house?
I would much rather keep AP. And that's
facts.
I think he's earned it. Mind you, we're all disappointed. We all want to make the playoffs. So just call it how it is. But he was also picking up a sinking ship and turned into a one game away from a winning season. So to take a 3-5 team and still almost go above 500, given the circumstances with the talent and the little bit of experience he had, it's only gonna get better. You know? He took his lumps and bruises with the L's we took. You know, like
tough ones, man.
Embarrassing.
That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. The first Chiefs didn't go our way, but I mean, losing with that dude felt different. The thing is, it was like, you know, you're on death row, it felt like. But with AP, it was like, we lost just because we ran out of time. Yeah. He didn't waver one bit. He didn't change from the plan. We're going to be the same team week in and week out. And sometimes we're just going to lose. And I feel like we need a guy like that.
Do you feel like if we had AP all season long, we could have been in the playoffs?
Absolutely. I'm not saying we would have dog walked everybody. I mean, like 12-5. That's not what I'm saying. But I honestly think we were 2, maybe 3 games. Like, say instead of at 3-5, he would have been. So take it back, 2-4. Yeah. Then I think we would have ended up 10-7. Yeah. Because he's 5-4, well 9-8 at least, and still might have walked into the playoffs. You know?
I feel that
for sure.
I don't mind either coach for me, but you know, AP definitely is the favorite amongst both coaches because, you know, it's one thing to be a head coach, you know, by the book. but then there's another, just being a leader of men, and that's what we've seen from AP.
Yeah.
If Mark Davis gives AP the job as coach, where do you see the Raiders at in the next 3 years? You think you guys could become a Super Bowl contender?
Absolutely.
I like that.
And I'm not gonna sit here and live dreamland and say it could happen year one. Let's call it how it is. Even with AP, we're still somewhat in a rebuild mode.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of pieces return, like a lot of free agents return. The same mentality kind of lives in the building. But as far as kind of getting to that Andy Reid dynasty, that might take a year or two, maybe 3 years. And that's what obviously the goal. That's what we all want. We want to be that dominant silver and black again that we used to be. So. And it's possible. You got a guy who's come from that, who's cut from that cloth, who's it kind of knows the steps, but just doesn't have the experience yet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as somebody's, you got to start somewhere, And as what better place to start than a diehard Raider who knows what it's about.
That too, man. He grew up a Raider fan too. And, I like when we first announced that, Josh McDaniels is going to be fine. I know you guys probably hear a lot, especially Raider fans are all voicing their frustrations, especially to Mark Davis, man. You notice a lot of that in the stadium.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like this is why I feel like y'all were there when Rich Bisaccia took it, kind of
that was
situation.
Yep.
They wouldn't change Rich's name like that. Like the last game, we still made the playoffs. They still AP. I'm like, that's pretty cool, bro. Like I'm getting chills. It's not even me. I'm sure AP was like, he went and hyped the crowd up and stuff and all that, man. Like
the nation wants him, bro.
The nation wants him.
Yeah, the nation and the players want him. Max has talked about it. Devontae. Exactly. I mean, obviously you and a lot of other players, man. So it's gonna be. I don't think it's a tough decision. I think it just comes down to what Mark wants to do.
Yeah, you let a good leader man walk out the first time.
Yes,
you did. And he chased the name. McDaniels was kind of a hot ticket. That's big OC.
Yeah.
Patriots. They had a dynasty. I don't want the same thing to happen. You can always find an X and O guy to put in the building somewhere to kind of help with that logistics side. But finding good natural leaders of men, they just don't pop up.
Yeah.
Especially a guy like AP who embodies the Raiders. You don't find guys that walk in the street. And then with them getting interest from other teams, clearly they see something.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
these are two teams that were both the Titans last year, but the Falcons this year were that close to the playoffs. So the fact they're considering him says a lot. Rooney Rule aside, it says a lot.
Oh no, for sure. Because when Rich, when we didn't bring him in, nobody was really going out trying to bring him in as a head coach. Yeah. Not to say anything bad about Rich, but AP is different. Like you said, he's a player's coach and whatnot. Yeah. One guy that's not in the building no more, Carmen Brillo, somebody that you're close to, going to the Giants, man. Any thoughts on that? Or
he was a great coach. He was.
Yeah.
I wish nothing for the best for him, man. And obviously, I wish he would stay here because if AP stays and pretty much everybody stays, we can kind of pick up where we left off because you had a top 16 line 2 years in a row. But regardless of what the fans say or think, the numbers speak for itself. We're top half of the league, with a group that really didn't have a whole lot of all-stars for keeping it being. Actually, there wasn't a single Pro Bowl on the O-line for 2 years. I mean, Colton should deserve one, but other than that, he hasn't had like that Lane or that, the Worst, the Lindsley, nobody like that. It's just like
and he's the only first-round pick out of that line.
Literally, we're a bunch of like ragtag guys, and disrespect, but like we're a bunch of, just get it how we live type of guys. So I'm hoping he takes his same mentality and what he's able to do with us to the Giants and kind of transfer them because they have the guys, they have the potential. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got Andrew, you got Evan, who still trying to figure it out.
Young guys.
Yeah, a lot of young dudes. So I think he's gonna be able to do here what he did there, but it would have been nice to see him stay here.
I want to move on the other side of the ball. Ever since AP took over, man, we haven't seen a defense like this for quite a while. Like I think they're number one since AP took over.
They are.
I mean, how exciting is it to watch that? You were there at the Chargers game, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my. We was talking to Isaiah. Was like, man, we weren't used to seeing the defense score a couple of touchdowns. It's brand new for us.
Like that's. I think I can't remember who I was talking to, but somebody was like, man, if we would have had this year's defense with 21 or 20 or 19, we were top 5, top 6, top 10 offense, Super Bowl. No question about it, because these dudes got an identity now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. Like, PG kind of figured his guys out and put them where they're supposed to. AP being a defensive coach, that's his baby.
Yeah.
His baby. So having, those two kind of heads in the building that can clash and kind of work in the same direction, it was beautiful to see it come together. Like, our defense gets after people now. Our offense, we had our struggles this year. We call it how it is, but if we get the right OC and the right people in the building to kind of get the offense up to speed, we're gonna be special.
And speaking of the offense, I guess I'll stay on that part. Yeah, it was kind of frustrating as fans, I guess. Watching like, dang, we finally got a defense, but the the offense wasn't doing that part. It was like, I seen a meme, the Thanos meme. It was like, man, we finally got a great defense. They're like, what did it take? Yeah, what did it cost? It costed us our offense. I was like, damn, man.
It's frustrating as offense because me being on the team for years, I've seen the offense where we were like star power, like we were putting up 30 a game almost. And go from that to couldn't even get 6 points to get 3 points
to beat the Vikings.
Like what are we doing? And we had guys, we kept to the beam. We offense guys went in there the next day. We're like, bro, we got our tails kicked. Like the defense played lights out. Mind you, the Vikings didn't have a high-powered offense either, but like the defense is balling, man. Like it's frustrating. It's embarrassing to call it how it is. That to not be able to score as the offense to do what we need to do, but hopefully we rally the troops and do it better this year.
And that's crazy. It would be the most Raider thing to do, go 0 points to 63. It just won like in 4 days. Like I was like, man, I wish we could see that team all the time, But I know NFL is always different and whatnot. But I know the last time we talked, the schedule released and everything, and the only game that we seen was the Christmas game. Yeah. And we were all like, man, we hope we could beat the Chiefs on Christmas, have a good Christmas, and man, we did it, man. If there was it was one game, man, I was like, we did it. You were there, and man, I know it was cold over there, but how great did it feel to go back to Kansas City and get that W?
We were just talking about this, me and Cole. Man, we've only beat them twice in 6 years, and they're both at their house. 2020, if you remember, we circled the wagons. And
then they came back to our house and ring around the rosy.
But it's good to see real rivalry coming back, but. I think that's another thing that kind of helped seal the deal. Like, because, Raiders fans, you've been there a long time. Beating the Chiefs doesn't happen. Unfortunately, me being 6 years, it doesn't happen as easy as you think, especially with them being 2-time Super Bowl champs recently. So, but, man, anytime you can really stick it to them because they're, unfortunately, the big brother in the conference, then,
No, man. I think the future is bright, and if we do bring AP back, then I think everybody's going to be rolling with it. I've been saying this, if it doesn't work out and we don't end up being like that team we all think we are, at least we tried, with AP. Everybody wants them to be in the building, but 8-9 this year, missed the playoffs, but 8-9 is not that bad, with everything that went on,
Yeah, and he's had the winning coaches record. He has nothing to do with what happened before him. That's kind of like predecessors. You can't do anything about that, but I think AP gets the job, right? So he gets the job, and for some reason we just tank it. We're bomb. We're awful. No, we're gonna be upset, but nobody's gonna be mad because at least it's like we went out the way we wanted to go.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
It's not like we hired a random guy, and nobody cared or liked them. Then it's easy to dislike the guy. But AP, it's like we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Like for we all seen the potential, we all seen the promise, and for some reason it just didn't work out. We're cool with that. Okay.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to go right into a rebuild mode right away too.
What is one thing, I guess, one of your favorite memories or whatnot this season? I know there's a lot went on for you, off the field, but being off and coming back, is there any crazy moments or memorable moment from the season for you?
Probably just all the wins, man. Like, mind you, we lost more than we won, but with AP, those wins just felt different, man.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like it was almost like we deserved to win.
Yeah.
If you work to win and you just end up winning, kind of how with McDaniels it was, but like, man, we deserved to win. He changed practice around, like he shortened it up to where we're getting in, we're making it impactful, we're getting out, we're not in the building till 6 o'clock, we're getting time with our families. Like,
that's awesome.
He did everything right, and as a player, you can only ask for a coach who sets you up with the most opportunity to win, and I feel like that's AP. AP gave us ample opportunity to do it right. Obviously, we failed because we're humans. Sometimes execution is just they don't be X and O's, but a guy like that who's willing to at least put you in the best place and kind of put himself second. You got to fight for a dude like that.
Yeah. One moment that I seen, I think the Raiders posted it or something, was when Matt Stoney came into the building, and I seen all of your guys' reaction. You remember the do that at the hot dogs and stuff like that. I wanted to get your reaction on that because I seen all you guys' faces. Bro. I seen Thayer over there looking like he was gonna throw up. I was like, but did you guys know him beforehand or no?
I had no idea who the dude was, and no disrespect to Matt. I don't, a lot of times I stay on the internet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, he's a skinny dude, very small, like 5'6". Like,
he was just
skinny. Like,
chugging hot dogs.
Yeah, he just stand. We seen the cameras and we're like, okay, this dude's somebody. We didn't know who. He's like, everybody likes donuts. More calories, more yards or something.
Yeah.
Like, we got to fill him. Then he ate one. He dunked in the water. I'm like, oh, cool. I mean, I've never seen it dunk in the water, but it's cool. Then he started doing it like back to back. We're like, hey, whoa. And then like and he was just casually doing. Mind you, we started asking him questions. He's like, yeah, I've ate up to like 6 pounds in one sitting. We're like, bro, ain't no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's like, does your stomach hurt? He's like, yeah, sometimes it does, but it's crazy that like we're professionals in this field, you're professional in that field. And that's everyday life for him. You know? Like,
I wish I could eat that much and not gain that much.
No, I'm on an off-season program now, trying to keep my calories low.
Oh man, yeah.
I already know.
What keeps you going? Like, you've been through season-ending injury. You've been cut now. You got that feeling. But what keeps you going to say, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna just stay in there and hopefully get back.
Man, I don't know. It's tough, bro.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's flat out tough. I guess I've always just been get up till you can't guy. Coming out, I didn't have any stars, maybe 2 or 3 offers, all conferences. Like nobody knew who the heck I was.
Yeah.
So I was upset about it then, but I just put my head down to work, and I got the A&T, started my freshman year, and just started all the way through. It kind of developed as I played. Came out, got 3rd round pick. Blessed to do that, and I guess I say that to say along the path, of all my bumps and bruises, I just kept learning, like, as long as you're not maimed or unfortunately you're not dead, you're okay. You live to fight another day. I'm a man of faith. It definitely took a lot of faith both times to get up, because I promise you, when I got hurt that second time, I'm like, I called my dad like 2 or 3 days after I found out. I'm like, Dad, I'm about ready to retire. Like, this is the second lump in a row. This is the Liz Frank. It's a serious injury. Like, Dad, I'm in the cast. Like, come on, man. Like, I worked way too hard. I worked all off season. I recrafted my body. I find my technique. Like, it was going to be my year. Camp was going.
I remember that.
Like, I was starting to kind of finally get the nods I was supposed to, and it was just like hit again, man. But as long as I'm still breathing, and I'm be okay.
And I respect that about you, man. It's good to see you back in the building. Like I said, we talked before. I know you hear a lot of criticism, even from the moment you got drafted. Absolutely. But to be here with the same team 6 years,
says a lot.
It says a lot, That's really, really huge. I wanted to talk about the quarterback real quick, because that's a position I feel like a lot of Raider Nation is kind of 50-50 on. Yeah, obviously, Derek's not here no more, but what's your thoughts on Aiden O'Connell? Should he be the guy moving forward? And did they hold Jimmy G back? I'm a big Jimmy guy. He's a big ALC guy.
I mean, they're both my guys.
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to both. I see the future with Aiden, and I see why they went with the guy.
Yeah.
Even from training camp, OTAs he's picking up the offense faster than most rookies do. He's making good reads. Mind you, he's not mobile. We know that. But like, we seen him like, this dude's gonna be all right. And then once they started, and he kind of, I think the first day, the Chargers, he got his tail kicked.
Yeah.
Khalil had a sack part, unfortunately. But
we should have won that one. But McDaniels want to throw it on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and there's stuff out of his control, man. I do think, though, as much as I love seeing Aiden tear it up on the field and do his thing, I do think they give up on Jimmy a little too fast. I do.
I've been
you
saying
don't think
it.
they got all that money to not give him a chance to really see what they can do. But on the flip side, I understand why they did it, because Aiden is a young stud in the making. He needs a little bit of progression like we all do. Rookie year, he needs time to develop, but unfortunately, I don't know if they'll give him that time. They're in a win-now mode. And that's probably another hot debate within the building, with the walls of the building, is, do we roll with this guy? Do we go get us a first rounder and all that?
How do you guys feel about bringing in Justin Fields?
Man, as long as they help us win, I don't care who they bring in.
There's a lot of talks in the nation about it. That's a hot topic right now.
I see Fields talk, and Fields is a youngster too. I think he can do what he's supposed to, man. But I'll block whoever.
Whoever's my quarterback.
Whoever's behind
I like that.
I'm gonna help us get a win. And that's just that simple.
So with that being said, I guess a quick question.
Super Bowl predictions, man. Who you see taking it?
Yeah, your wife's gonna like this one. 49ers.
Okay. You know what? We said that. Yeah. He thought the Chiefs and 49ers.
Ravens.
No.
I say no.
I'm with you.
I hope not, man. But realistically, everybody counted them out last year, and look, they were in the Super Bowl last year.
No, but you got to look at the logo, the color. I've been telling them, man, it's purple and red. It's gonna be Ravens.
Yeah, but now everybody thinks that. But they can hit you with the left part and throw the Chiefs in there because everybody's expecting it to be Ravens and Niners.
Oh, but Tampa Bay is a red team.
Tampa Bay is a sleeper.
They're a sleeper too, but I don't see them passing the Niners.
Hey, anything can happen.
Or no, Green Bay.
They got to play Green Bay. The Chiefs scare me though.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, they
That's the only reason why I see them in
just knew, I knew the Dolphins probably were going to win because the cold weather and they're missing half their team. They're missing half their team. They just wasn't locked in, to be real with you. But they scared me because I'm like, they're looking kind of like postseason Chiefs that we all know and can't count out. I'm like, please, no.
just keep them away from
not
Vegas, dog.
Please. Not in our stadium, please, no.
Exactly.
Like, no.
That's why I don't want the Niners or the Chiefs here. Anybody else, I'm okay with.
My team, my dark horse team, it was the Cowboys, to be honest with you. It would have been nice to see them get one, but my dark horse team is the Texans. I would love to see CJ.
I love it.
Yeah, Stroud.
Black quarterback, you can do his thing.
He was supposed to be a Raider, bro.
That's what
It could have been us.
It should have been us. I'm just joking.
Was he still on board at the time, too?
No, he wasn't. But there was talks that I think they wanted to trade up, but I think the Texans wanted a little bit too much.
The quarterback I wanted. Yeah. On some real shit.
I know it is what it is. But see, I'm rooting for CJ. No, anybody but the Chiefs.
Houston and Lions.
That's the America. That's gonna be the grit bowl because like both teams are hard nosed teams.
Yeah, and speaking of the Lions, man, Dan Campbell is, Antonio Pierce is kind of like the same kind of head coach. Yeah. As Dan Campbell, somebody that's just a leader, And
I'm starting to see a lot of dynasties go that direction with Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
The Falcons, obviously, they have Arthur Smith. They're looking at AP. They want that kind of that young, energetic body type of coach. Same thing with the Lions with Dan Campbell. Like everybody's starting Mike McDaniels. Everybody's going for these younger, more relatable coaches because they're easier to get the players to play behind. Like, Belichick and Grove, when they were winning, they won it just because they won the Super Bowl. But like he's not.
No, they weren't winning just because of Tom Brady.
That too. That too. Tom Brady was that guy. It's clear. It's clear he was the reason. But man, everybody wants these young coaches that just they're leaders of men. I think leaders of men. It's starting to shift to a modular leaders of men type of NFL, and it's good to see.
No, for sure. Appreciate the football talk, but I wanted to get into the Valhalla talk. Obviously, as you guys already know, we're not in our studio. Right. We're in Valhalla or Valhalla. How do you say it? Okay.
It's the same thing. It's spelled.
We're in a special location over here in Vegas. So I wanted to ask you, what is Valhalla?
So Valhalla is, quite frankly, it's just the esports training center.
Yeah.
If you break it down to the roots, is it a LAN center? Well, yeah, you got to set up a LAN to do this, but it's really more than that. It's we're trying to create that kind of nostalgic experience we all had. You remember like we were talking about earlier, you gotta take the Xbox to your boy's house. Yeah. Like 6 to 8 of y'all, you ganging up and playing at the same time, just staying up all night with pizza and drinks, whatever else you got. That's what we're trying to do with this, minus the all-night part because we have. But yeah, so we're trying to recreate that experience. We're trying to really, show these kids that give them a safe place, number one, to play. Because obviously, as the time goes on, the world gets less and less safe. So we want to create a safe environment for them to come. They meet up with their friends after school or just on the weekends. Man, just come game your heart out. Yeah. Even if you're not trying to take this and make it a career, like we're in the stream room, this is where you would make a career out of it. Yeah. Even if you're not trying to do that. We want you to at least have a place where you feel like, man, this is my temple. This is my sanctuary. I come here and I'm ready to lay some bodies online. That's we want that feeling. And you can tell that that's where the direction a lot of people are going now. Gaming, esports is becoming huge everywhere. So I think this was great for you guys to open. And we came to you guys at Super Smash. That was dope. That was dope experience. You brought some of the Raiders over here, man. That was kick too. Oh, did you? What? There was this guy. God, I forgot his name. But anyway, he was the number one player from Georgia. He knows our manager, Ty. Nobody knew who he was, though. We just, everybody, we don't know. We're players, and he walks circles around everybody. Apparently, he's the number one in Georgia, like maybe top 25 in the world. Like he is a dude. Like I've never seen nobody like not let you touch the stage. Like he gets you in the air, you off, you're not coming back. Like Kirby, it was a Sonic. Damn. Sonic, he was whooping. He had a Sonic chain too. He was not playing around. Like he came in with the. He got a bad hand. Like he let us know the signs were there. We just ignored the signs. Like everybody seemed like, who's this guy? Who is this guy? But then we looked him up. We're like, oh, he's a big deal. Like no warning, huh? No warning. Like he knew. Like dude was too comfortable. He knew what was about to happen. Yeah. He just let it happen. So I got a couple players over here, man. Standing on business or sitting on business, We're trying to joke with him. He's not showing no emotion. He's like just going right back to it's all business, dog. All strictly business. Like he came to win that money, and I respect it though. Yeah. Nobody knew how good he was till I watched him like this dude is a demon. Like it's the first time I've seen somebody like that in person. Damn. So what? Obviously, you were a gamer growing up, right? Right. What was your favorite game growing up? As a kid, I was a big NFL Street guy. NFL, any of the EA Sports big games like Def Jam, NFL NBA Street. I hate they shut that down because they would make a killing today. Then I was a big like Madden NCAA guy in my spare time. Like I would make dynasties and try to draft, make myself try to draft the number one, try to recruit number one prospect, all that. Then as I got older, it became like a Call of Duty guy. Like 2K, like Call of Duty 2K is really all I play these days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Black Ops 1 was really what sparked my love for Call of Duty, and then I just
Same
stick
here.
with them every year.
Dang, so as far as the NFL, man, when are you gonna get your face scan? Do they come to you guys or?
They do, like they did it my rookie year. They haven't done it since, so I don't look nothing like I'm supposed to. I had like no beard, or I didn't look nothing like I had hair. Like I probably look good on there now, but mind you, like I probably need to do face
scan. No, that's crazy. Yeah. As far as Valhalla, what's your ultimate goal with this?
Well, ultimate goal, we have 3 locations now. This one here. Folsom, California, and I want to say Cornelius, North Carolina, which is 30 minutes from where I grew up.
Okay.
But we're trying to open up to 50 around the world. We're trying to put another location like this in Summerlin, and each one's gonna have like a little different. Like this has a podcast room, so that might have like a virtual reality room or something.
Oh, nice.
And one might have like an arcade room or something. Like we're trying to put one in Greensboro, North Carolina too. So we have some in the works, but really we're just trying to bring this feeling all over the world.
Okay.
Well, the U.S. world, but there's actually Valhalla in London, by the way. When we talk about world, we don't own it, but there is one in London too. It's much smaller quarters, but
damn, that's awesome.
We're trying to go global, so
I feel like it can too. But I wanted to ask this last one. You guys have any big plans? What like any big events coming up or anything that people could know about?
We got a Madden qualifier tournaments going on, so I think it's sometime this week or this weekend, and then like every weekend leading up until the Super Bowl, like it'll be week 1, week 2, week 3. And the Super Bowl week, we're gonna have like a grand tournament in the Caesar's Palace. There's a new thing in there. I think that has like 50 screens.
Damn.
And we want the champions to play like in the room with all the screens to try to promote it. Like I think Snoop Dogg somehow got a hand on it. I think the Wounded Warriors are helping. Like it's a big deal.
Damn.
So we want a lot of the local kids like, man, it's free to play. It's free to sign up. Like just come try your luck.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think we're getting a partnership, try to put a prize pool with it. So like, why not sign for free to win up to $1,000?
Yeah.
So that's what we got coming on. I think Tekken's coming out soon. We're probably gonna do a tournament for that. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
And age limit on these or?
Oh no, I don't think there's an age limit. I think 7 or 8 up. And I mean, if you 7 and you still can ball, come on, ball. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. First of all, I just want to say appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
I know this is the second time we talked, and obviously, if you guys are in Vegas looking for a place to come and game at or even learn, right? Come to Valhalla out here. Is there anything else that you want to let the people know?
Nah, man. Like I said, he's appreciate the Oos Nation for showing up. I know this is a change of environment for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming, man. I hate the time constraints.
No. You took time out to be with us.
Yeah, come check us out, man. We're 500 East Windmill, Suite 100. We're pretty much open. I think like 11 to 8 every day. So we're our managers here. We have some coaches here. So come check us out, man. We always offer free play opportunities that pop up. We had one yesterday for MLK Day, so
nice.
Feel free. Even if you just want to, catch us on a free day, just come hang out with us, man. I think it's nice. It's a really enjoyable experience.
Nice, for sure. Appreciate it, man. Again, that's it for today's episode. Obviously, you guys can find us, Oos Nation Podcast, Simone Raider,
Mr. Fitz. Y'all know what it is, Raiders, bitch.
Until the next one, we are
peace.
Yes, sir.